Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica Ward King, the StigmaCrusher here. So, there are symptoms of depression that are almost, I hate to say it, but almost romantic, right? There's the melancholy, so there's the melancholic artist. Oh, everybody wants to be melancholy at some point or another. And, there's the, well, what else is really romantic about depression? Now I'm struggling to think. But I mean, even the suicidality is sometimes thought to be a pretty romantic feature of depression, and a lot of times the features, the other mood features, the other cognitive features of depression are they're they're not quite romantic, but they're acceptable. But what about when you can't shower, right? What about when hygiene goes down the tubes? And this happens with depression far more often than anyone would like to admit. Hygiene is difficult to keep up when you have depression. And it doesn't even have to be particularly severe depression for hygiene to become something that's really, really difficult to keep up. And this can look like something like, you know, neglecting to wash one's hair when one used to. These are all changes, right? This is not any judgment upon any particular hygiene habits, but if one washed one's hair every day and now, in the throes of depression, one starts washing it every other day or even every third day, or washing one's body even. If you used to wash your body each morning and put on deodorant and put on body spray and all of the things, and now in the throes of depression you find yourself not doing so, not washing. Perhaps you're putting on more body spray, or perhaps you've just simply given up on the body spray as well. And this can go all the way to showering, to, neglecting to shower as often as one used to do. It can be shaving, it can be hair cutting, it can be any of the things that you associate with, your bodily hygiene. These things can become very, very difficult during depression. And I can attest to this. This happens to me when I am depressed, when I'm moderately to severely depressed. For me, I will find it very difficult to do these things, to wash my hair, to do my ablutions, and to the point of not showering, of skipping showers throughout the week, of showering much less frequently than I would normally. And there are a few reasons for this. It's not just laziness, which is what I think some people tend to think that it is. It's just, it's a depressed person being lazy and not doing it. It's not laziness. There are a few reasons for this. One of them is the kind of the obvious, is you're feeling depressed, and so you don't feel like showering. I'm just going to use showering. You don't feel like showering. You're feeling depressed, and so you don't see the reason for showering either, necessarily. I mean, because if you're just going to stay in bed all day or lay on the couch in your pajamas all day, who's really going to see you, right? But also, there's more to it than that. there's the physicality of it. Doing things like showering, if you think about it, it takes effort. It takes physical effort. It takes mental effort. It takes planning effort. And when you are in the throes of a depression, you are in short supply of all three of those things. So the physical effort thing, I can remember times when I would go to shower and just like putting my leg up and over. I have a very high stoop of my bathtub, the side of my bathtub. And just putting my leg up and over the bathtub felt like more than I could bear to do. Let alone getting in there and getting my hands up over my head and bending down, and it seems like so much effort. It is a bit of effort, but it seems like so much effort. And as I say, the planning that has to go into it. You've got to plan what you're going to wear when you come out and make sure that's ready. You've got to make sure everything's in the shower that you need to when you get in there. You've got to plan for a time of day that's appropriate, that's a good time, that other people don't need the shower, that you're not going to be needed at the door, for example. And so you've got to plan in order to have a shower. Even if it's a regular morning thing, there's still planning involved. And that executive function is impaired in people with depression. Another thing that can really hamper these efforts at hygiene, things like showering, is that kind of, as I've said, emotional effort that needs to go into it. You need to want to shower. You need to, some people really love showering. Some people, you don't want to get wet. You don't want to have to get dry again. You don't want to have to do, all the things, put on cream if that's what you do, or lotion, or potions, or whatever you do after you shower. So there's a little bit of getting ready for a shower that might have to be done, that a person with depression just might not be in a position to do. And I can admit, that's me. I'm not a huge lover of showers. I do them because I need them, but I don't do them because I love them. And so the kind of emotional energy that it takes to get myself ready for a shower and into that shower and doing that shower and loving that shower is sometimes more than I could take. So these are just some of the things that could impede someone wanting to, or being able to, rather. It's not a want. That was a misstep. It's not wanting to. There were times when I so badly just wanted to have a shower. Actually, I thought it would feel good. I wanted to have it. I was going somewhere, to the doctor usually, and I wanted to be clean and nice, and still couldn't get through all of the steps and get through all of the emotional and physical energy that it would take to do it. So it's not a want. It's not a problem with wants. It's a problem with being able. And so that brings me to, what can you do for someone if they are having this problem? The first thing that you can do for them is that you can talk with them about it. It can be a little bit awkward to talk about personal hygiene with someone. So make sure you're in a position to do that with that person, so that you're not in some kind of relationship where talking about personal hygiene would be verboten. But if you're not, then it's worthwhile sitting down and talking with the person and saying, I've noticed that you're not doing your hair up as much as you used to do. And I know you're depressed, so I was wondering if it was related. And it could be that they say, no, how dare you? And then you say, oh, my apologies. I didn't mean to overstep. But chances are good that they'll say, yes, I'm having trouble doing these things. So talking with them about it might be a good way of starting. Another thing that you can do is make it easier for them to do whatever task it is or tasks it is that they're having trouble doing. And that's how you have to start with talking with them about it, right? You don't know necessarily what tasks they're having trouble doing unless you ask them. But if you know that they're having trouble showering, for example, make it super easy for them to do. So, for example, put out a set of clothes or pajamas or whatever time of day it is, put out a set of clothes for them to change into when they're done, and put it wherever it is that they like it put, next to the shower, on their bedside table, wherever it is they like it put. Make sure that all of their creams and conditioners and shampoos and soaps are all well stocked in the bathroom so that they don't get in there and find that they're missing something. Make sure that you find for them a good time of day for them to shower. You tell them that, you'll take care of the doorbell or the dog or whatever, and this is a good time for them to shower, and that when they have a good long time, because they might be slow, they might be moving slow, psychomotor retardation, they might be moving more slowly than usual. So make sure that they have a good long time. And make sure that they know that you're there for them, that you are setting this up for them, that you're right there supporting them the whole way. And that will go a long way to kind of easing that whole planning and emotional baggage and, all of that, the difficulties, the challenges that they would be having. There's not much you can do about the physical exertion side unless you are in a position to help them shower. In which case, do that. If you're not in a position to help them shower or to have someone that help them shower, then there's not much you can do about the physical exertion side other than simple aids like those loofahs on a stick so that they don't have to bend down as far, or 2-in-1 shampoos so that they don't have to do shampoo and then do conditioner. It saves them a step. So things like that might help. In short, hygiene is super important. Everybody knows that. People don't want to have poor hygiene. People with depression don't want to see their hygiene go by the wayside. It happens out of necessity. It happens because there's nothing else that we can do. And so if you are in a position to help someone that is in this position, that is finding themselves having trouble with hygiene, that is a huge gift that you can give that person. But it might start with an awkward conversation. Be prepared. And it'll end with a lot of empowerment for the person that is living with depression, and a lot of empowerment for you because you've helped someone with something so basic and yet so vital, so important. So that's what happens when you have one of the most unglamorous symptoms of depression, that it's not exactly a symptom that you'll find on the symptom list, but it is one that you will often find talked about in circles of people that are living with depression, which is a drop in hygiene habits, or the I can't shower syndrome. So that's it for me this week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Stigma Crusher.